Hello everyone, welcome back to one more episode of Interview Experience series. My name is Himanshu Parihar. I welcome you all at PC Education India platform. And today we have one more student, but not from MBA but BBA background for Symbiosis. Yes, you heard it right. Symbiosis University's interview preparation. Now he not only prepared but also appeared for this interview this year itself, and this is going to be a fresh most experience for those who are preparing for the same university with an intention to grasp as much preview knowledge as much possible. So let's begin with the champion. Come. Yes. So welcome to the podcast. While we would like to discuss what was the overall experience of yours before coming to the real background of the interview. What was the preliminary preparation you had, and how was the overall experience?
So I was very confident about the interview because I prepared so much with Himanshu sir, so many mock interviews I have given and so many frequently asked questions I have prepared for. So I was not so nervous, but I was confident, and I had given interview of also Christ University, so I was not at all nervous but confident.
So I guess the interviews that we had in mocks must be helping you a lot. But let's come to the real background, because sometimes we have got the conclusion that we prepare a lot, but none of them is important in the real exam sometimes, because that is just the background of the preparation. So how was the real experience of the interview? Was it a bit different than the actual one that you expected, or was it totally the same?
So questions might be not same, sometimes a different question, but mock interviews and interview practice makes the person answerable and confident to answer any type of question. So it's not always the same question, but I was answerable to all and I managed to answer all the questions.
So that's a good point. Noted down, everyone. Mock interviews make you answerable. They just give you the art of answering and also understand the art of asking what is being asked. That's it. So आप बात करना सीख जाते हो, and the way you deliver your thoughts, what matters the most in an interview. Let's start with the selection round process. So was there any VAT or group discussion before PI?
Yes, there was a VAT before PI, and instead of giving a topic, they had given me the image. We have to interpret the image and write about 1500 to 2000 words on that. So I appeared for that.
So that's called picture perception test, everyone. It is a part of WET exam that nowadays not only the text is given for commenting on it, but nowadays picture is also given. And how do you interpret that picture depends totally on your subjective thoughts. Now, what was the picture given to you? Can you please elaborate about it?
Yeah, it was a POS machine and a UPI type and debit cards and credit cards. So POS, I don't know the exact full form, but debit card machine at shops. So I interpreted like it's for digital India and online transactions. No.
Might be payment on source, if not wrong. Google kar lena, students. But image was all about digital India and digital payments. So UPI can be a target that we can select for. Remember, everyone, जब भी आप PPT test, that is picture perception test में बैठे हैं, select a keyword out of that picture and write on that keyword. It will be easier for you. So for example, you could have written on UPI, digital payments, digital India, and something somewhere related to GST as well. So these all are the payment methods that we can be talking about. Continue. What was the next question?
So when I entered in the interview, there were three people. Two of them were the panelists, and one of them was for like checking for the verification process. So they asked about my SAT ID and PI-WAT ID and verifies my name through a document like Aadhaar card. And then two were the panelists. So they started question.
Very good. So that was the start. Two panelists and refined with all the questions that were the previous questions may not be the same, but the further question may be important to you. So let's talk about Symbiosis के जितने भी अपने previous interviews देखे थे, उससे हम लोग bother नहीं कर रहे हैं. We would like to present the fresh questions towards you. क्या वहाँ पे कोई ऐसा question था जैसे describe yourself, introduce yourself?
No, they just asked my name and city and about my 12th percentage, and they asked with their normal questions, which they were.
Perfect. So you have noted down all the questions, I guess.
Yeah, I have noted down all the questions, and that's why it's with me in the phone. So the panelist one, she asked my name, city, and 12th percentage, and then the question was, what is difference between knowledge and information? So I might not be able to answer the exact that she wants, but I managed to answer like almost all question. Then she asked, what is podcast? She asked about user interface UI. Then she asked about some political ministers and all, ministry, cabinet minister. I managed to answer some, but like civil aviation minister and all, I was not able to answer them. Then she asked about Turkey's currency, and Turkey is in which continents, what are the 7 continents. Like it's like she backfires all the question, and not a pause at all. If I know, okay. If I don't know, like back.
So students, be ready. GK, I guess, was quite nicely tested with him. And one more thing is subjective questions like knowledge and information में difference बताओ. You could have been a victim of such a subjective or an objective question, but be ready. India GK में what mostly we get ready for is the capitals and the currencies and talking about the states in terms of heads of chief ministers kind of thing, or you may be so sure about cabinets of not only your state but also for the Indian cabinet. So ये कुछ चीजें you must be very aware about, and these are mostly asked in all the interviews. So tell us what was the question other than all these questions for panelist 1, or should we switch to panelist 2? Okay, so let's start for panelist 2, everyone. Keep them noted.
So the panelists too asked about my background, like I am from which field. So I told them commerce field, and then most of the questions were from economics and business studies. So like, what is foreign institutional investment? What are the differences between balance of payment and balance of trade? What is a circular economy? Like examples of NBFI. So I was not sure about what are NBFIs. So I asked them, can you please tell me the full form? And they denied no. If you know, answer it. Other than, leave it. They try to break your confidence, like by asking typical questions and not paying, like not they are not like helpful to you. They just ask their questions. If you know, you have to answer it. Otherwise, they will go with the next questions. Okay. Then they ask, how is NABARD different from other commercial banks? So till now, I was able to answer almost every question. So they asked about like deep questions in it, like what is main source of income for NABARD? Like it's not in the course of 12th, and so you have to use your like previous knowledge, or you have to manage your answers by yourself.
One thing that I would like to note here is question handling. They have good amount of marks for question handling. They know that some questions are very out of box for you. You are not a superhuman that you know all the answers. You are not an omniscient. So be ready to accept. That's a. I think I should be knowing this, but sir, currently nothing is coming in my mind, and I will be reading about it after the interview for sure. So these kind of things can really save you, and these are called fillers. What is any other thing that we can share with them?
Yeah, they are very time punctual, like not like Christ University. They have given me time slot of 11 to 11:15. So at sharp 11 a.m. they have entered the meeting room, and at sharp 11:15 my interview was over. So it was exactly 15 minutes what they have mailed me. Then panelist two, she asked me many questions, like what is variable, what is historical cost concept, like what is price of a product comprised of. So at that time I was not able to interpret that question. So I tell them what are the factors of products of a price that a like production manager and all do. But she asked like, this is wrong, you have interpreted this wrong, and she suddenly moves to another question. They don't give us time to like correct us, or they don't explain us. What are demographic indicators? Difference between a startup and a small business. So this question tricks me a little bit. Somehow I managed to answer, but not the exact answer. What is a unicorn startup? So I tell them which valuation is $1 billion or above. So they ask me, what is valuation according to you? Then they ask about 5 functions of management. what is controlling qualities of good manager, and like mostly the questions were from economics and business studies.
So as you can see, everyone, panelist number 1 asked about his common questions, common sense kind of stuff. And panelist number 2 was totally focused on the subjective knowledge that he carries across his commerce background. So be ready that you can be asked both the sides, technical and the HR related questions. The soft skills and the hard skills both will be tested. That was from our side. And some other things that we can have from the wrap up round, please.
At last, they asked me about some co-curricular activities or some like leadership program, like any co-curricular activities or certificates which have. So I am a state level table tennis player. So I showed them the certificates, and then they asked about like any leadership roles you have done in school or any program. So I tell.
So being a sports person always favors the luck. Be ready for your co-curriculum and extracurriculum certificates to be shown to them. The presentation words that you will be delivering for the extra marks over there. And till then, these all things will be helping you. Maybe all 20 or 25 questions that he has shared might be one question in your interview, and that will be the achievement of this round. That's it from our side. Thanks a lot, dear. All the best. Bye.